The US dollar has bounced off this support level of the trend line again for the, let's say, 50th time, because this is the first time, second time, third, fourth, and then for the 50th time. And if you check the time frame we are in the daily time frame, and then also check the 200 moving average, which is at the support level that of this trend line, so which price bounced off the 200 moving average. So last week we don't have much volatility in this market last week, as on Tuesday and Wednesday we saw the US dollar rally upside. That is this might be due to the consumer confidence, which comes out better than expected. The consumer confidence report on Tuesday, which came out better than expected, and then we have the Richmond manufacturing PMI, which also came out better than expected. And on Thursday, prelim GDP come out better than expected, and there is a decline on that Thursday, which caused by the home sale report, which we have the negative report. And then on Friday, in the US dollar, we saw the core PCE price index coming out negative. That is one of the crucial way of measuring inflation. That is they use core PCE price index too. The Fed use the core PCE price index too. This is what the Bureau of Labor Statistics released on Friday. That's negative core PCE price index, which caused this decline right there. And then we later saw the price bouncing back after rejecting this 200 moving average of the trend line. There are two validation to this to the price right here. So number one is the trend line, and number two is what we call the 200 moving average, which is here. And then price is at the support level, because if you check this level, price bounce at this support level. That is, it rejects this support level like multiple times. This is the first rejection, which we have a breakout here to retest the support, and price continue to break in that particular area and reject. It's reject like 3 times. So probably we might see price pushing up from this price level. You might see the DSY pushing up from this level, which might have, let's say, a bullish candlestick close on Monday, which might actually happen right here. So we might actually see something like this next week. But let's see how price react to this area, because for my own bias is the DSY to the upside, because we've seen a bounce around this particular level again before the market closed. So probably the US dollar might resume uptrend next week. That's I'm talking in respect to the DSY, and we'll see the pair like Euro USD to the downside, AUD USD to the downside, and other US dollar pairs. But if price now break this level to the downside, if we still break this trend line, and then we might actually see a support level, this support level hold, and then we see the rejection back to the upside. But if we now see next week that price break this low, then that is when I will be supporting US dollar short to the downside. But above this area, I'm buying US dollar or do nothing going into the next week, as price is still above this 104,500 level. So that is where our significant support level, and if this level break, then we are looking to wait for 104,127 for a significant support level back to the upside. So if we now have the break of this of that particular level, which means that if this level breaks to the downside, then we should be looking for a sell setup in the US dollar, which means that pairs like GBP USD will continue to move to the upside with a large momentum. And don't forget that next week is a very busy week, which we will have is an NFP week, that is a non-farm payroll week. So brace up for it, and we have a lot of high impact news next week that will bring a lot of volatilities to the market. So guys, welcome. This is the weekly forex forecast. Don't mind my voice, I have cold, so just manage my voice like that. So this is the weekly forex forecast. Do well to subscribe, like, and share this YouTube channel. Share this video to your loved ones so that they can be well informed about the market movement and actions next week. So let's see how it's going. But before we move to the individual currency, let's check the economic activities of next week. Like I said, next week we are going to have a lot of volatility in the market, which is coming from the first day, that is Monday. We have the this is a leading indicator news: final manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI is a leading indicator news for the US dollar, and it's very, very important. So take note of what will be dropped here, and then the previous one is 50.9, and then the forecast remained 50.9. So let's wait for the actual, and then let's see what they will drop here. And on Tuesday we have the CPI from the Swiss franc, and then job opening from the US dollar. Monday to Friday, I think we are going to see news from the US dollar. So expect a high volatility from that, from the DSY, and then from the US dollar pairs next week. You see, on Wednesday we have the US dollar ADP non-farm employment, that is from the private sector, and then we have the BOC rate statement and the overnight rate, that is Bank of Canada interest rate report. So they are looking to cut the interest rate for the first time in 2024. So let's see, maybe they will come out with the rate cut, or probably they will leave the rate unchanged. So investors forecast 0.25 point cut in the interest rate of Canada. So let's see how it goes. And then on the same day, there we have the Bank of Canada press conference, after this interest rate report. On Thursday we have the Euro monetary policy report. They are looking to cut their interest rate too for the first time in 2024. So which means that the investors are forecasting rate cut from 4.50 to 4.25, which might comes out at 4.25. I'm not trying to be predictive, but I'm just saying that there is a high probability and possibility of them cutting the interest rate next week, that is in June. And we have the unemployment rate from the US dollar on Thursday, and on Friday, after the interest rate report, the ECB will have a press conference to know the next thing they are going to do. On Friday we have the average hourly earning, the non-farm payroll, and the unemployment rate. So let's see. Investor didn't predict the unemployment rate forecast for the Canadian dollar, simply because they are having their interest rate report that week. So let's see. And then in the US dollar, the non-farm employment change is, the previous is 175, and then the forecast is 185, and then the unemployment rate previous is 3.9, the forecast is 3.9. So let's see how it goes. Don't be on the wrong side of the news. And then I think the pair you see a lot of volatility in next week should be US dollar, Canadian dollar, Euro US dollar, pounds US dollar, and then probably AUD US dollar. Most of the US dollar pairs should see volatility, high volatility in it next week. So you don't want to be at the wrong side of any move, and you want to use your protective stop loss. So going into the individual currency, the first currency pair you want to check is gold. And since last week I've been telling us that gold will actually sell, and we'll be seeing the sell setup, which I dropped, and then we actually saw a massive sell in this particular pair. Last week we sold gold from here, and then we took our profit, and it's actually traced back. So probably next week we should see gold coming back to 2,278. This is where I'm anticipating gold to actually, because here it didn't create new high when buyers step in at this area. They failed to create new high here, and then we saw some rejection here, which means that the seller is still dominating right there, and probably they might actually drag that price back to 2.278. So that's what I'm looking at on gold for a sell setup. And if you check the 250 moving average is above the price, and the price is below the 200 and then 50 moving average, which signal that we should see a sell pressure coming out from here back to this particular area. And then if this area breaks, so we are coming back to this particular level or this level. So, but mind you, this is where I'm looking to take my profit. And mind you will see a retracement before, because if you can see this, there's a level of support level at this particular area, which means the price might actually rally and then reject back to the downside. So let's see how it goes on gold going into the next week. And the next pair you want to check is the euro US dollar. Euro US dollar, you see that there is a rejection at this particular area, 1, 2 and 3, and the first thing you have to look at is the price invalidates this low and then make a deep pullback back to this area, then make a new high here. So probably what I'm actually looking at is for euro USD to sell, that is euro USD to the downside back to the this is my first take profit, and then if price break this and then come in here, this is my second CP right here. So I'm looking for price to probably make small pullback more, and then for sellers to drag the price back to 1.07305. If this level break, then we are looking for sellers to drag the price back to 0.6544. So I'm in a sell setup on euro USD unless this level break, that is 1.08840, unless the 1.08840 break, I won't be looking for a buy setup on euro USD. So for now, my overall bias is to the downside because price have created a new low here, but we have a deep pullback which didn't create a new high, and then we should see price falling back to 1.0732305, and if that level break, we should be looking for 1.06544. The next pair I want to check is GBP US dollar. As I'm saying, a sell setup on euro US dollar. On the contrary, I'm seeing a buy setup on GBP USD. Not all the time all this your correlation mindset to work, that you'll be like, because the EU is buying, you should be buying, and then sometimes there is a deviation, depends on what is happening on the individual currency. That's why you don't have to use one currency to measure the movement of another currency. You just have to analyze them individually and see what is actually moving them. So for now, my bias is a buy bias on GBP USD. In fact, I might enter this buy bias after the 4-hour candle close on Monday. The first candle that closed, the first 4-hour candle that closed. I will just wait for it on Monday before I enter. And if I'm buying here, my take profit is at 1.28868. That's where I'm setting my take profit, because this is the next obvious level. And one of the reasons is that if you check how price reacts to this particular area, there's a breakout of this level and price retest that level twice. There is one retest which make it a valid, this is a resistance before, which makes it a valid support now. Price to come back, and then there is still a bounce at that particular support level, and then coupled with this trend line, which means that we have like 2 or 3 strong conviction that price might actually move back to 1.28868. And if you check the monthly time frame, the GBP USD candle closes bullish. So let's see how price react to this area next week. I'm a bullish bias on GBP USD for price to go back to 1.28868, and if this level break and then we saw a retracement, then we should be looking for price to move to 1.31455. Anyway, that's my bias on the USD until price break this level to the downside. That's when I'll be looking for a bearish bias. On SND USD2, I'm looking for a bullish bias on SND US dollar. This has been broken out, and then we saw a rejection twice at this particular level, which creates this strong support level. So probably waiting for price to go back to 0.68603. So that's what I'm looking at on AUD US dollar. A bullish buyer back to 0.68603, unless it breaks this level. That's when I'll be looking for a sell bias, because what we saw on the DSY news might actually invalidate it. So the most important thing is to trade what you see and not to what you actually think. So this is what we actually see right here that might happen over another. So probably I'm looking for a bullish bias back to this particular level. And then the next pair I want to check is SND US dollar. So price has break this particular level and then test it twice, and then I think it holds as a support level. So which means that we might see price going back to this particular high right here, and then invalidates that particular high too. So I'm on bullish bias on SND US dollar going to the next week. So let's see how price react to all this level we've actually put there. On US dollar card, this price is in a range for a long time. So let's see how price reacts to this particular area. So I'm not supposed to show it because I don't have any bias here. This is a ranging market, but last week we sold SMT US dollar card and then we took our profit. So probably price might actually come back to this particular low. You get, because this market is ranging. This market is in a range. So that might actually happen, but I'm not taking any trade on US dollar card next week, though we'll see a lot of volatilities in this pair, because we have the rate interest rate statement from the Bank of Canada, and then we have the NFP from the US dollar next week. So we should expect more volatility on the US dollar, Canadian dollar, and on the pounds, New Zealand dollar. Last week I dropped this analysis that I should sell pounds New Zealand dollar, and as you can see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you start from your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So price is just ranging here. So which means that on Friday price entered the sell zone. So I'm still holding this trade till TP. So probably we should see price coming back to this particular level next week. So if you are still holding it, hold it. You can still see significant fall, though it's in small profits now, but let's still hold it, and then let the price will actually fall back to this particular area. So the next one I want to check is Euro AUD. Euro AUD going to the smaller time frame. You see that we are in a sell setup right here. This is a sell bias right here, and then we don't have much movement here. Price is just going back and forth, back to this low. So if we see the next hour candle closes bearish, should be looking to sell EUR back to 1.6287, and if this level break, we should see it back to 1.61296, which is the take profit too right there. And the last one I want to check is pounds AUD. Pounds AUD to my bias is to the downside, which means that if you check in this 1 hour time frame, the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average is above the price level. That is in the 1 hour time frame. The 4 hour time frame, the 50 moving average is above the price, where when the 200 moving average is below the price level. But all in all, the overall trend direction here is to the downside. So probably this is just a retracement to the upside, which means that after price form this new high, this high right here, and then price retrace, we didn't see a new high right here, which means that sellers might actually dominate the market, which is formed what we call a double top here, and then a breakout of this neckline and a retest and a rejection, which means the price will actually come back to this particular blue right here. So let's see how we actually react to that level next week. So these are the pairs on my watch list. These are the pairs on my watch list next week. You'll be wondering why I didn't add any JPY pairs, because as you can see, the JPY pairs intervention might come in at any time. As you are seeing that JPY and that Bank of Japan, they are not nice. They can actually come with an emergency intervention that would do something less than 1,000 pips, for the JPY to the downside, JPY to the downside, and stuff like that. So that's why I've tried as much as possible to avoid the JPY PS next week. If I want to trade it, I will just trade it as scalp. I will just scalp it maybe with 5-minute time frame, or let's say 10 minutes time frame. So guys, this is the weekly forex forecast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So the GBP US dollar bot is still available and it's doing wonder. So we've been keeping the track since August 2023, and if you are saying it has did open 290 percentage since then. As you can see, this is 290%. This is awesome. Like, this is awesome. I haven't seen a bot as consistent as this. It's up to like 8 to 9 months now. If you give your wife pregnancy now, let's say you give your wife pregnancy, and since when we've connected, your wife would have delivered a bouncing baby girl or bouncing baby boy now. Since when we've actually connected these bots to track the record, and it's been working before then. Just decide to keep the track record. Then, as you can see, this is August, and then September, October, November, December. So this is 2024. January, February, March, April, May. So on April it did open 16%, in May it did 11%. So now we are in June. Let's see how many percent it will do. So, and it is very, very consistent. So if you want to connect with the bot, the minimum amount you can connect with is 1,000. So, and then you can actually message me to get the bot. You can actually DM me. My Twitter bio is in the description box, and don't forget to click the link in the description to register the verified brokers you can use this bot with. So take care, have a good trading week, and don't forget to trade safely.